Well, it ain't Wonder Woman.
Lauren, do you love me?
Well, Aquaman is finally here, but is it worth your hard-earned holiday money? Well, I enjoyed most of it. This DC film is directed by James Wan, and it's essentially about Arthur, who is a boy from two different worlds. His mother is the Queen of Atlantis, and his father is an Earth-dwelling lighthouse keeper. So we find out early on in the film, he knows who he is. Like, he knows that he has these special abilities with the ocean and with the sea. We kind of see him grow into his abilities with the help of someone from Atlantis, but he doesn't fully embrace his power until he is summoned by Princess Mara, played by Amber Heard, who's in desperate need of his help. And I won't go too far into spoilers, but from the trailer and from reading about it, you can tell that his half-brother, played by Patrick Wilson, is basically out for the kingdom. So it's up to Aquaman to save the world. So Jason Momoa, he is a favorite amongst favorites for so many reasons, and I think he did a really good job as Aquaman. I mean, we get a glimpse of him in the Justice League, but he takes it to another level with this movie. He's charming, he's tough, he's funny. Yeah, there's a lot of comic relief, and it pretty much comes from him. I really enjoyed his portrayal, and Jose even said there were some moments that reminded him of Game of Thrones. And as you know, Jason Momoa's character in Game of Thrones, don't beat me up, I'm not a huge Game of Thrones lover. So I'm not gonna say I agree or disagree, because I don't know. I mean, yeah, when I saw the pictures, I'm like, yeah, there were certain scenes that kind of mimicked his Game of Thrones character. Khal Drogo. Either way, it works. And of course, we heard the gasps and the whistles as soon as we see Jason Momoa without his shirt on. I get it. Try and keep it down in the theaters for you future watchers, but I get it. He's a hot guy. He's gorgeous. He's big. He's strong. Yeah. Oh, and I really love that they used the legit, original Aquaman suit. I was worried about that, and they did it. They did it justice. It looked amazing in all its green glory. It was great. So the two leading ladies, Amber Heard and Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman plays Atlanta, the Queen of Atlantis, and she, is washed away and is saved by Aquaman's future father. And it's cute seeing their love story unfold a little bit, and it's even better when you find that backstory, and then you fall even harder for their love, and you want them to reconnect, and it makes the adventure just that much better. Nicole did an amazing job. I have no complaints on her end. She was great. She was bold. She was powerful. She did her thing. Amber Heard as well. Amber was great. I loved her in this movie. I'm a big fan of Amber Heard anyway, and I kind of expected her to do a really good job. She was a very fun sidekick and took us through this adventure and her pain of having to leave behind a family and what she knows in order to save something that matters and to do the right thing. The costumes were out of this world. They were gorgeous, and I'm glad that we did have some female characters to really bring out the wardrobe and show what can be done with this whole underwater adventurous world. I think that the costumes were and Amber and Jason's chemistry, really good, top notch. That was great. Dolph Lundgren in his second movie of the season. First Creed 2, now we have Aquaman. Talk about a comeback. So Patrick Wilson plays the half-brother of Aquaman and the villain, one of two villains. The other villain, I just feel like it wasn't necessary, and so I'm not gonna really talk about it that much, but if you go see the film, come back, let me know what you think about that second villain. I mean, they kind of work together to go after Aquaman, but I really feel like those scenes weren't really necessary. But anyway, Patrick does a great job on his end of things, hyping up the crowd in Atlantis. His yells are powerful, and his villainous gazes are just right on, spot on. I enjoyed him as a villain. I mean, he's no Killmonger, but he was good. So like I said, James Wan is the director of this film, and he also directed The Conjuring, and you know, he has this like horror style to him, and there were scenes where it was very evident that, you know, that horror played a little spot in it. I mean, there was a scene where the lady next to me like literally screamed at the top of her lungs in one scene, so that was definitely there. There were surprises left and right, which made for a fun adventure. There were quite a few different like huge scenarios, like these elaborate scenarios, like they're in the desert, and then of course they're underwater. They're in Italy in a market. It really made for us not to get bored. The soundtrack gave a really 80s vibe, like super 80s movie, 80s rock style. I get that. I mean, there were a lot of neon lights and things like that, so it kind of did play in together. It was a bit of a bold move on DC's part, considering the soundtracks for their films haven't always been like magnificent. So good job DC, trying something new. So aside from some predictable one-liners and maybe one too many surprise explosions, I overall enjoyed Aquaman. I mean, it satisfies our craving for a superhero movie, and it got me really excited about future DC movies that are coming up soon, like Joker and Shazam, Wonder Woman 1984. Love Wonder Woman. I give Aquaman a 4 out of 5 hearts. Lauren loves it. Alright guys, so let me know, what did you think of Aquaman? What did you think of this review? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Comment below, and as always, like, share, subscribe. I love talking movies with you, and I don't ever want to stop. I'll see you guys next time.